And one thing I've always stuck to, especially with the podcast, is something I heard on Rogan one time from Michio Kaku, the theoretical physicist who is pioneering quantum computing. And he said, correct ideas only come from interaction with incorrect ideas, meaning that if you try to block out other information, then you're only relying on the person who validates the information as being the truth, rather than allowing the information to combat each other and then for the truth to come out of that information. So that's something I've always tried to take into the podcast, remain eternally curious. I don't really call myself an expert about really any of these things. I just am an expert at connecting with people and asking questions is kind of how I feel. So with the being open to new information, that one piece has enabled me to learn and grow at a faster pace than probably anything else, is the ability to rethink, the ability to have something that's said that challenges something that I view as the truth, and not immediately put up a big wall of defense. Because that's our primary reaction, is when somebody says something that's counter to something that you hold true. Especially the deeper you believe that thing, the more offended that you become, the more walls that you put up, and the more closed off you are to that information. Now, it could turn out that you're right, easily. Could turn out that you're right. And probably a lot of times it might remain that way. However, if you are not willing to at least accept the new information and then ask yourself a couple of questions about your old information, then how do you know that the information that you're currently operating on remains to be true over a long period of time? And the question to ask yourself is this: what are the odds that you were born 100% right? What are the odds? Almost zero. I mean, they are zero. You're not right about everything. And it's not just you being born, obviously. I'm talking about the things that your parents taught you, what your church told you, what culture or society told you, what you learned in university, what you learned in high school, what your teachers, coaches, all the influences you had, the content you've consumed, the books you've read, the things that you've formed by the time you're 18, 19, 20, 25. When you get to that point in your life, what are the odds that you're 100% correct about everything? They're almost nothing. But I'll tell you what, when I was 19, 20, I thought I was 100% right about everything. Unless it was like small nuanced things that didn't matter, right? But for the majority of life's biggest questions, I was like, no, I'm 100% right. And if you are not 100% sure about what you believe, then come check out what I believe, because I know it to be truth. Now, I happen to grow up in a cult, so the truth that I had, it was so ingrained in my mind from the time that I was 3 years old all the way to the time I was 22, that I was very ardently sure about everything that I believed at that time. And it just closes you off to being able to learn. If you're 100% right about everything, then there's nothing you can learn. Nobody can teach you anything because you're right.